Today episode, we're going to be talking about entrepreneur vision, because it's very important as an entrepreneur to have a vision, because this is going to be the roadmap to determine where you want to go in the field of entrepreneurship. Because at the end of the day, you want to have a vision for your business. You want to have a vision for your brand. Whatever you're trying to succeed at within the field of entrepreneur, you want to make sure you have a vision, because this is what's going to carry you for longevity and what have you. So on today's episode, I'm going to be tapping in with the importance, a couple little things here and there, letting you know why it's important to have a vision as an entrepreneur. But other than that, guys, man, I want y'all tap in to episode number 27. Yep. And grand rising to all my investors and stuff out there, man. Thank y'all for tapping in with me on another Invest Brand Podshow for this Monday today. This is officially episode number 27 of season number 2. Thank y'all for tapping in with me. Today we're going to be talking about is an entrepreneur vision, and it's very important as an entrepreneur to have a vision. But before I get into the topic, you know, man, what it is. If you are listening to this on our Invest Brand YouTube network channel, what have you, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Definitely hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so you can be notified when a new episode drop. And also hit the like button for us, please. And if you are listening to this on Spotify, make sure you hit the follow button so you can be notified when a new episode drop on Spotify and what have you of the Invest Brand Pod Show. And once again, guys, man, investbrand.com will be back up soon. I'm definitely still working on some new stuff to add to the site. We're doing some rebranding to the site and what have you. So I'm definitely going to do that, because we're gearing up for this summer run and what have you of content, new products and what have you. So it's very important, man, guys. So be patient with me. Like I said before, I'm a one-man team so far. Hopefully things can change where I can start implementing, putting together a good team, a great team to help me out with some of these stuff and what have you. So definitely it's going to be back. But other than that, man, it still shouldn't stop you from being able to subscribe to the Investment Prize Show so you can stay abreast of what's going on. But other than that, guys, I definitely will be right back after these messages. So make sure y'all tap back into the Investment Prize Show, guys. Yep. Welcome back to the Invest Brand Pod Show, man. Thank y'all for tapping back in with me on this episode today. Like I said, this is officially episode number 27 of season number 2. So thank y'all for tapping back in with me, all my investors yourself out there. Make sure y'all go to Facebook group Investor of Self and join the community, man, so we can so you can get some information, so we can continue to conversate and what have you. You can conversate with others and what have you, whatever ideas that you have, y'all can bounce it off each other. So definitely join the Investor of Self Facebook group, and also make sure you follow us on Facebook and what have you, and on Instagram. So it's very important to do that, guys. Like I said, today's episode going to be a good one. But before I jump into the topic for today, you know what time it is. It's that segment we call Quote Me On That, where I read you a quote, then I explain to you what I mean by the quote. So let me jump right into the quote. So the quote for the day for all my investors itself, people out there investing in yourself, people out there pursuing goals, people out there just betting on themselves and what have you, man. Today quote for everybody is: be successful at being consistent, because consistency leads to longevity. Let me read it once again, just in case you didn't hear it, you didn't understand what I said. The quote is: be successful at being consistent, because consistency leads to longevity. And what I mean by that is, man, a lot of times we lose focus, we get sidetracked or what have you, or we don't stay consistent at what we working on. You know what I'm saying? It might be something that's going to be very successful, but you never know, because you stop working on it. You stop being consistent at doing something. So it's very important to get up every day and just do a little bit. You don't have to spend your whole day up doing it, but you know, if you spend 15-20 minutes, just spend some minutes on it, some time on it, so you can be consistent. That's what leads to being consistent, just doing something every day. And that being consistent and having that consistency and what have you, it's going to lead to longevity, because at the end of the day, once you continue to be consistent and grind it out, guess what's going to happen? You're going to start getting people to gravitate towards you, because once you see something long enough all the time, it's going to be hard for you to continue to just ignore it and what have you. You constantly put your content out there, right? You constantly being out there, you showing people who you are, showing people your work, and people take a liking to it, and people see the authenticity of your work, of your brand, what have you. People won't gravitate towards that because they see something of value, and it's very important that you continue to stay consistent, man. And that's what the quote means, man. Be consistent, man. Be successful at being consistent. And once you master being successful at being consistent and blocking out everything else going on around you, you're going to be able to have longevity in the field of entrepreneurship and being an entrepreneur and what have you. So that's the meaning of the quote for today. I'm going to read the quote one more time, just in case, for the ones that didn't hear it and what have you, or to understand it. One more time, guys. Be successful at being consistent, because consistency leads to longevity. So that is the quote for today, guys. Like I said, man, today's topic, we're going to be talking about, and what have you, is an entrepreneur vision, because it's very important as an entrepreneur to have a vision. This is something that's going to be like the roadmap to you being an entrepreneur, building your business, because your vision is what's going to take you throughout the field of entrepreneurship, because this is what you vision your business as. You vision your business doing at this level in the future and what have you, right? So you're building your vision, and your vision is going to create your business, the way your business look. It's going to create your business model, and it's going to create the things and put all the right pieces in place for you to be able to be successful in the field of entrepreneurship, because it's very important. And the thing about it is, you have entrepreneurs out here that really don't have a clear vision of what type of business they trying to create for themselves, or the right target market to target, right? The right avatar that you trying to connect with and what have you. So it's a lot of entrepreneurs out here that doesn't have a clear vision. And once you be able to form that clear vision of what you want to be as an entrepreneur, where your business want to be, and what you want to create, and how your business is going to look and what have you, you're going to be able to take your business as far as you can take it, man, with your vision and what have you. And sometimes you might have to restructure your vision as your business grow, because you don't want to just have a vision just for a short period of time, because at the end of the day, you're going to have to continue to add on to that vision of where you see your business at, because this is a game of longevity. You want to make sure your business and your brand stand out for the long run and what have you, right? So that's what's very important as an entrepreneur, man, to make sure you forming a vision that's going to be something that's going to be clear, where you want to take your business at, where you want to take your brand at, where you want to be at as an entrepreneur and what have you, because this is going to be the roadmap that's going to lead you to longevity and what have you. So I have 5 things to put out there for you for as your vision. What things that can help you be able to form your vision, things that's going to help you with your vision as an entrepreneur, to make sure you are staying on the right track, to be able to have a clear vision, because it's in the field of, like I said, when you become an entrepreneur, you want to make sure you have your I's dotted and your T's crossed, right? You just don't want to jump in head first into being an entrepreneur and you don't have a clear understanding or vision of where you want to take your brand. You might have an idea of what you want to do as a brand owner or a business as an entrepreneur, but you don't know how to put the vision behind it in the way where you're going to be able to be successful as an entrepreneur and what have you. So, all right, guys, 5 things that I have for you as an entrepreneur that can help you with your vision, what have you, right? The understanding of the importance of having a vision as an entrepreneur. Number one is vision frames the entire business, right? You got to understand it. It's very important. That's why I say it's very important for you to have a vision intact, because it does in so many ways frame the entire business, because now you can be able to put together a right message for the right target audience that you're trying to reach, right? Because when you have a clear vision, you know what you want to put out there for your business, that people can understand what you're trying to promote. What are you trying to sell for as a brand owner? What type of business it is, far as the vision of your business logo, what audience you trying to target, far as your color scheme, where you want to have your business at in 5 to 10 years and what have you. So this gonna frame your vision, is gonna frame your whole entire business. It's going to frame it. You adding the frame to it, to your business. So once you come up with your vision and you frame your business out, it's going to be somewhat easier for you to, when it's time for you to target the people that you want to be able to gravitate towards your business, is going to be a lot easier, because now you understand what type of business that you have created. Like I said before, there's a lot of entrepreneurs that don't have a clear vision at all to what type of business that they're trying to do, or if they do know what type of business they want to do, they just don't have the vision behind it. They don't have the framework done yet, so it's like it's incomplete. So you want to make sure your framework of your business is complete before you put it out there, right? So people can get the clear understanding. The story is very important. So you want to make sure you have a story that's telling, a story that people can understand and what have you. So that comes through having your vision of your brand already intact, put in place, and where people can understand it, man, because it's very important for you to make sure that you have everything in a row when it comes to framing out your vision of your entire business and what have you. So number two is your vision going to help you understand the risk of that you're going to take for as an entrepreneur, right? Because at the end of the day, some risk is not worth taking, and if you don't have a clear vision and understanding of that, you're going to take a risk and you potentially can lose it all, right? But if you understand as a visionary, when you're an entrepreneur, you have a vision, and you understand the risk of something. Like they said, the greater the risk, the greater the reward. But you understand this is a risk that's not going to be something that's going to hurt you, but it's going to be a risk that is worth taking, because you understand the reward behind it, right? And if you had a lot of entrepreneurs out here, successful ones that took a lot of risk, right? Some won, some lost, but they took the risk for the greater good, to position their brand or their business in the right place, so they can be able to push their business out there, to get their business out there. So you want to understand, man, when it's time for you to take risks, you want to make sure it's risk that's worth taking. It's not going to hurt you and whatsoever, man. So it's very important to understand that as an entrepreneur. It's nothing wrong with taking risks. As an entrepreneur, you're going to have to take risks in order for you to be able to get your brand out there, to get your business out there. You know what I'm saying? So you want to make sure the reward is high. It's going to be a reward behind it where you're going to be able to benefit off of it, rather than you taking a risk and it's not worth taking, and it's a risk that you potentially can lose it all as an entrepreneur, right? So it's very important to understand that. So number three out there for our entrepreneurs, man, the importance of having vision as an entrepreneur is because it can help you ensure the surviving and changing of environments, right? So what I mean by that, the changing of the survival of the environments, what have you, you got to understand in the field of entrepreneurship and what have you, whatever business that you in, whatever industry that you in, you got to understand it changes. Just say, for instance, you're in the clothing industry. Clothing industry changes like every so many years. Sometimes it might change every year, the trend and what have you, right? So you want to make sure you have a vision to where you can adapt to any changes that you must make as a brand so you can be able to survive and what have you, because you have a lot of brands that you're seeing that once that type of trend or fad went out, that brand no longer existed, right? That brand was no longer needed and what have you, right? So it's important as an entrepreneur that you have a vision, a good vision, so you can be able to make them changes when it comes to you have to be able to, for your brand or your business to be able to survive and what have you, because it's important, right? You don't want to be one-sided. You don't want to have lack of a vision, because if you have a lack of a vision and the environment around you is changing and you don't have the ability to adapt to it, guess what's going to happen to your brand? It's going to go under, right? And that's why it's so important as an entrepreneur that you continue to work on your vision, continue to make sure you have a vision that's going to be able to help you stay in the forefront of any changes that occur in your industry and what have you, right? Because you never know. Like I said, in the fashion industry, it changes quickly, right? Trends come in, trends go out. And if you don't want to be, but I'm not saying you don't want to be the type of entrepreneur that you chasing trends. I'm just saying, far as you want to make sure you're an entrepreneur and you in the fashion industry and you creating a brand for yourself, you want to make sure you have a brand that's going to stand out. Not just chasing the trend, what have you, but you want to have a brand that's going to stand out to the community of people that's within your brand and what have you. You want to make sure you're making the proper changes as the environment changes. You want to be able to have that vision that's going to be able to take your brand to that next level. You want to stay 2 steps ahead, right, of the curve and what have you, because if you are barely making it and once it changes again the environment around you, that might be enough of a change to take you out. Just look at the once when the pandemic happened, right? You had a lot of businesses already behind the curve. You had a lot of business that didn't have a vision, enough of a good vision to take their brand to the next level and what have you. And once the pandemic hit, you already had a lot of business close to closing down. So once that hit, a lot of brands, a lot of businesses closed behind that because they couldn't sustain, because they didn't have the vision to be able to make the proper changes to continue to stay in business and what have you, right? You had some brands, once the pandemic hit, you had a lot of slowdown points in sales and what have you. So you had a lot of you had some people that had brands, right? They just say, you know what? We're going to just start making necessities of that people need, right? You had some people start producing masks, right? Hand sanitizers, different little things that people need, all the essentials that people needed throughout the pandemic and what have you. So you had a lot of, you had brand owners, I'm not going to say a lot, you had brand owners who made the change because they seen the vision. They had a vision like, you know what, even though we might have to, the pandemic is happening right now and a lot of things to slow down because people can't go out and buy and what have you. But you had some brand owners had a good enough vision to be able to make that change to adapt to the changing of the environment. And that's why you had some brand owners that was very successful through the pandemic because they had a vision to be able to adapt to what was going on around them. So they was constantly bringing in revenue, right? Because they had the ability to adapt to the environment, made the changes. They had the vision to take them to the next level to where they need to be at. So it's very important as a brand owner to have a good vision and stay 2-3 steps ahead of the curve, because you never know when your environment might change. But once the environment changes, you're not worried because you already ahead of the curve and you know what type of changes that you're going to make far as your brand and what have you. So that's what's very, 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 very important. Number 4 is, as an entrepreneur, you want to make sure the importance of having a vision is it tempts innovation. And when you have a vision, you can be able to innovate your business on the next level because it's very important. Innovation of your business. So you're gonna it's innovation of your business, not something you're gonna do like every year. It's gonna be something you might do every other year, every so many years. You gonna innovate your business so you can be able to stay afloat, so you can be able to take your business to the next level. And that's the importance of definitely having a vision. And it's also help when you have a great team around you that are visionaries too, that can help you throw in ideas, that can help you vision to where next to take your brand to and what have you. So that's why it's so important, man, for you to have a vision, because it does resonate and get the innovation going within your mindset. And so now you coming up with ideas in different ways to innovate your business. And it's very important to understand that, man. As an entrepreneur, what to have that vision, because if you can't innovate your business and take your business to the next level, or you don't know how, and don't get me wrong, you have entrepreneurs out here, a lot of entrepreneurs don't know how to take their business to the next level. And you have some that's still at the beginning stages, so they definitely might not know, and that's part of learning as an entrepreneur. You learn it as you go along, right? And you have some that's established entrepreneurs that went through it to the point where they had to learn how to innovate their business, to stay in business, to grow, to take their business to that next level, to scale their business, and what have you. So it's very important as an entrepreneur. That's something that you definitely need to learn how to do, is innovating your business, because you're gonna innovate your business several times. Because like I said, entrepreneur, you get in the field of entrepreneur not for the short term, for the long term. This is a longevity of a grind. When you become an entrepreneur in the field of entrepreneurship, you want to focus on longevity rather than the short term. You know what I'm saying? And this is very, very important, man, to be able to know how to innovate your business and have that. When you have a vision and it's intact, it's sound, it's going to be a lot easy for you to be able to innovate your business and take it to the next level, to where it needs to go. So number 5 on my list is vision is a key to focus, right? Like I said before, it's not going to be hard to focus when you have a vision of how you want your brand, or where you want your brand to be at in the future, or where you want your brand to be at in 5 to 10 years. It's not going to be hard to focus because you have a vision. There's nothing that's going to knock you off of you focusing on making sure that vision come into reality and what have you, right? Because when you lack a vision as an entrepreneur, or you don't understand whatsoever, it's going to be easy to lose focus. But once you have a vision as an entrepreneur, and you know where you want to take your brand or your business, or where you want to go in the field of entrepreneurship and what have you, it's going to be easy for you to focus, because now you focusing on the all the things that you can possibly do to help you out, help your situation out, help your family out, help people around you, create jobs for people and what have you. You have a vision that this is something that you work hard for, right? This is something that you see happening because of the vision that you have created for your brand. You understand what this brand and how important this brand can be to others, how important it is to you, how many changes and what awesome and amazing things that your business can do within the field of entrepreneurship and what have you, how much value that your brand have, right? You see the value in your brand and how much that people can benefit off your brand, right, within a life and what have you. So it's very important to have that vision, because it's not gonna, like I said before, it's when you have a vision, it's not gonna be hard for you to focus on making sure that vision come to reality, coming to fruition, what have you, because it's very, very important, right? And sometimes, you want to, write down the stuff that you vision for your brand. Write it down so you can have something right there in physical form that keep you on track, that help you stay focused, right? That let you know the many goals that you complete. More many goals that you complete many more that you want to continue to complete, right? So it's very important, man, as an entrepreneur, man, to make sure you have your vision intact. Have a good vision. Make sure before you get into the field of entrepreneurship that that's the one thing you have is your vision. You understand the vision of your brand, understand the vision of the business or whatever you're trying to do as an entrepreneur, understanding the vision, creating once you understand the vision, now you can create the frame for your entire business that's going to help you along the way. It's very in business. It's very, very important to understand that, guys. But that show for today. Thank y'all for tapping in with me. Like I said, this is officially episode number 27, season 2. Definitely tap back in with me on every Monday. Invest Brand. You see it, Podshow. This is where it's going to be every Monday. Listen to it on our YouTube channel, or you can listen to it on Spotify and what have you. So other than that, guys, thank y'all for tapping in with me. It was a great show. Invest Brand. We are here. This is a long-term investment. This is a longevity right here, guys. So for all my new entrepreneurs thinking about jumping into the field of entrepreneurship, entrepreneurs that haven't been in the game for a long time, this is a place for you. This is a community for you. Invest Brand is investing in you. This is what we all about, man. Just making sure that entrepreneurship is going to be the right thing for you. Giving you some understanding, some principles. We all grow together. We all learn together. We all are one team. So, man, other than that, guys, man, I'm going to tap back in with y'all next Monday. Same place, same time. So, everybody, man, thank y'all. Thank y'all for tapping in to the Invest Brand Pod Show. Yep.